Hi, this is Avery. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule for us today. I just wanted to drop you a line to thank you.
Huh? Don't be silly. I only took time out for Gabriel and not for you.
What?
If you think you have my approval, you are mistaken. Gabriel is one of the most popular and successful chefs in the restaurant, remember? He's so good that even the senior chef praises him as a great chef with his creative ideas.
I know that very well.
But to marry someone as good at nothing as you? It's a shame.
Oh no, Gabriel and I love each other. I love him more than anyone else. I may not be as good a chef as he is, but I want to make him meals every day.
What are you talking about? You're too arrogant, trying to compete with him.
I'm not trying to compete with him. I just want Gabriel to enjoy his dinner when he comes home all tired from work. I'm just trying what's best for him.
That's what I'm talking about. How can you possibly compete with a chef's cooking? You're a silly person. I wonder what Gabriel sees in you.
Ellie?
Hi, Avery.
Hi, Ellie.
You made some meals and saved some in the refrigerator, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I want Gabriel to have dinner as soon as he comes home. I make a certain amount of dishes ready to heat up. I also have to work, but this way, I don't have to rush home to cook.
That's great. May I have a few dishes tomorrow?
What?
I'm going on a one-day road trip with my friend tomorrow. I'll be home late, so I wouldn't want to cook dinner tomorrow night, you know?
Oh, I see. If that's the case, I can manage to make dinner for you. I'll have them ready, and you can come by and take it home. You have a spare key to our house, right?
Yes, I do. Then I'll swing by tomorrow.
Ellie, what's going on?
What's wrong, Avery?
You know what's wrong. Everything I cooked for this week is gone from the fridge.
Oh, don't you get it?
Get what?
You're feeding Gabriel horrible food every day.
Huh?
This is a bad joke. I told you before you got married that he is a top chef.
I know that's his profession.
You know that, and you're feeding him such bad food? That's outrageous.
What do you mean by that?
It means don't make him eat bad food every time.
He says the food is delicious every time. He praises it as having a comforting taste.
He's just being nice. Don't you know that? He's just saying that to make you happy. I'm surprised by its horrible taste.
Oh my God.
That's why I got rid of all your homemade stuff in the fridge.
Why would you do that? Food isn't free.
I don't care about that. If you don't want them thrown away, then cook a decent meal.
Hey, Gabriel, can I have a word? I'll make this quick.
I have a little time now, so what's up?
Your mother threw away all the dishes I made.
What? What do you mean?
I got a text from her yesterday. She said she was going on a road trip with her friend and would be late coming home. So she wanted some of the dishes I prepared.
She wanted to get some food from you? That's already strange.
But I understand that she's going to be home late and she wouldn't want to cook dinner. I took a small portion and put it together for her. And then, she got rid of all of them because my cooking tasted so bad for her.
What? Oh my God. I cannot believe she did that. I mean, I love your cooking. It tastes great. It's outrageous to throw everything away.
Well, it's not as good as your cooking, but...
That's not what I mean. I think your cooking is really good.
Thank you, I'm flattered.
Well, I'm just telling you the truth.
We wasted all the money that we spent on those meals.
Right. You worked so hard to make it. I'm going to talk to her about it.
I would appreciate if you do. I'm sorry for asking you to do something you don't want.
No, I'm sorry that my mom made you feel bad. Avery, you still don't get it, do you?
Hi, Ellie. What's wrong?
I told you not to make Gabriel eat bad food, didn't I?
What? He is very complimentary of my cooking.
Can't you see that he's just being nice?
But he eats it all up every time.
Well, I'm sure he'll come home hungry, so I guess he has no choice.
That's a terrible thing to say.
So, you still make a lot of things again and keep them in the fridge, don't you? I tasted them, but they were terrible, so I threw them all away.
Huh? Ellie, did you come into my house without permission?
What's wrong with entering my son's house? I even have a spare key.
I didn't give you the spare key to enter my house whenever you want. Even if it's your son's house, I live here too. Please don't go in and out without permission. And please don't touch the food that's in the refrigerator.
Huh? Who do you think you're talking to? How dare you talk to me like that? You really disgust me. It's a pity that someone like you is Gabriel's wife.
Please don't talk to me like that. I'll report what happened today to Gabriel.
Hey, Avery. Avery? Gabriel yelled at me because of you. You're not doing your duty as a wife, and that's the reason why. What in the world is wrong with you?
I'm doing the best I can. Cleaning, laundry, cooking. He says he has nothing to complain.
He is just being nice. I'm pretty sure he's not satisfied with you.
I don't think so. I don't think he's just being nice.
Well, don't be so smug. Anyway, are you going to change the locks to the house?
Yes, we are. I discussed with Gabriel about changing the locks because you are coming and going from the house without permission.
What a thing to say to your mother-in-law. Changing the locks must cost a lot of money, don't you think? You are wasting Gabriel's precious money on such a wasteful thing.
You ruined our food for 2 weeks, didn't you?
Huh?
It cost us about $160 for 2 weeks of shopping. It's all gone because of your selfishness.
What a sarcastic way to put it. I don't understand why Gabriel got such a wife.
Well, I'm having lunch now, so if you'll excuse me.
Avery, it's been a while. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. How are you, Ellie?
This Saturday, a friend of mine who went on a road trip the other day is coming to visit me. I'm thinking of treating her lunch, and I was wondering if you could make lasagna for us.
This Saturday? I'll be out of town on business trip this Saturday. I'm afraid I can't come to your place. I'm sorry.
Business trip? What I say is more important than that. When I tell you to make lasagna, it's your job to shut your mouth and make it. You don't have the right to say no to me.
Even so, I have an important business meeting with a client, and I can't just cancel that.
Your business is none of my business, is it? Well then, I'll be waiting. We don't have any food at home, so please do the shopping before coming here.
Ellie, you can't just do that. Gabriel, do you have a minute?
Sure. What's going on?
Ellie asked me to make lasagna for her and her friend this Saturday.
Huh? I thought you were on a business trip this Saturday, right?
Yes, that's right. So I told her I couldn't, but she said something about what she says is absolute.
Is she saying that again? She's just harassing you. She's a real pain in the neck.
I don't know what to do. I definitely have to go to this business trip because there's no one else who can go.
Don't worry, Avery. I'll make lasagna.
What? Would that be okay?
I think I can make it for lunch on Saturday, since I start working from the evening that day. Don't worry about it. I'll cook at home in the morning and I'll take it to her house. You have an important business meeting, right?
Yeah.
Then you should concentrate on work. It's my mother's selfishness. I'll handle it.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure.
Thanks, Gabriel.
Hey, Avery. What's with that crappy lasagna?
What? I'm sure it's delicious.
You've got to stop being so smug. And what's more, what's wrong with you, having Gabriel to bring it over when he's busy at work? Well, I was happy to see him, but still, that lasagna was horrible. It tasted so bad that I threw it in the trash immediately.
What? You threw it away?
That's right. You knew it tasted bad yourself, right?
Huh?
You served it with a tureen from a fancy department store, didn't you? I'm sure the lasagna was so bad that you were trying to at least make it look nice.
Ellie, have you lost your mind?
I'm fine. I had the tureen, but I asked a nearby restaurant to deliver the main course. The delivery looked better, tasted better, and I felt safer eating it. Let's just praise the fact that you were smart enough to buy the tureen.
What kind of sense of taste do you have?
Huh?
Lasagna, do you know who made it?
Huh? I ask you, so it must be you. Was lasagna a little too difficult to make? It was so bad.
Oh my goodness, you just don't get it, do you? Gabriel made that lasagna.
Don't be silly. He's busy. How could he have time for that? You should be thankful that he brought it here.
Ellie, I told you I'm going on a business trip today, didn't I? I left at 7 in the morning, so I didn't have time to make lasagna. It just so happened that his work started in the evening. So he said he'll make it instead. But it tasted so bad that you threw it away? Wow!
What?
That's going to make him very sad. I know it's hard for you to tell him that, so I will.
Did he really make it?
Yes, he did. I didn't have time for that.
You don't have to tell him anything unnecessary. Do you understand? Mom, it's me. Avery called me. I heard what you did. Gabriel? I don't know what you heard from her, but it's not true. What's not true? You didn't tell me anything. I didn't think it was your lasagna. Of course I wouldn't have thrown it away if I knew you had made it. I didn't know you were that kind of person. Huh? You don't judge a dish by how it tastes, but by who made it. No, it's not like that. Avery's cooking was disgusting. You're unbelievable. Huh? I'm saying it's disgusting to throw away food that people worked so hard to make. You're saying you don't care what the food tastes like. That's not what I'm saying, but of course your food tastes better than hers. But you threw away the lasagna I made, right? That's because I thought Avery made it. See? That's what I'm talking about. You didn't throw it away because the lasagna tasted bad, right? Or did you even have a bite? Was the lasagna I made that bad? No, it was delicious. What about the tureen I brought along? The tureen she bought at that department store? Of course it is wonderful. I was delighted to eat it. The food from the department store is always good. That tureen was made by Avery. What? She made it? She said she was sorry she couldn't help me making lasagna, so she stayed up all night the day before to make it. Avery made such a delicious tureen? No way! Her cooking is good even to me, and I'm a chef. And yet you throw them away. That's just wife bullying. I don't think I'm bullying her. Then what is it? You open our fridge and throw away food that she made. You make her cook for you and bring it to your house, and then you throw it all away. You're just harassing her, don't you think? I'm disgusted.
Harassment?
All I wanted was for you to have something good to eat. I wanted you to relax with good food after a hard day at work. Her cooking is good enough. I'm a cook, so there's no doubt about it. What's wrong with you throwing them all away?
That's...
I never thought you'd do such a thing.
Gabriel?
I can't allow anyone to bully my precious wife, even if it's you. I can't do anything to make her feel miserable.
Gabriel, it's not like that. I'm not a wife beater.
Then what is it? You go into people's house without permission? You throw out all the food in the fridge? Or ordering her to cook on a business trip? That's nothing but wife beating, isn't it?
Well,
I've kept quiet and watched what's going on, but your outrageousness is only getting worse. I can't just let it go on any longer. Don't you ever interfere with my wife and me again, for goodness sake.
What? What do you mean?
It means I'm breaking off the relationship with you.
Oh no.
I can't be with someone who would hurt my precious wife.
Wait a minute, Gabriel. I didn't mean to. I was frustrated because I felt like she stole you from me.
I've already made up my mind. Bye.
Gabriel!
Avery, please reply.
Yes?
I'm sorry for everything I've done. I'm sorry I said your food tasted bad. I'm sorry I threw away your food. I will change from now on, so forgive me.
I don't care what you say.
Gabriel doesn't want to see me anymore. Can't you talk him out of it?
I don't think so.
What?
To be honest, I've been feeling that I've reached my limit with you. Do you have any idea how much of our food you wasted?
I apologize for that, so please.
Actually, we've decided to move.
Moving? That's not what I heard. Where are you going?
I can't tell you that.
Why?
Because we're moving away from you.
Huh?
Actually, I'm pregnant.
Pregnant? That's my grandchild.
Yes. After much discussion with Gabriel, we've decided that having someone like you around will affect my child's growth. I wouldn't like it if you threw away my cooking in front of my child.
I'm sorry. I apologize and ask for your forgiveness. I will never throw away your food again. Please, let me be with you guys.
We decided to move out because we don't want you to be involved in our parenting.
I will never allow you to do that. I'm on my way over there now, so wait for me.
Unfortunately, we just left home a few minutes ago.
What?
I told you, we've been discussing it for a while. We'd already bought a house to move in. Gabriel had already completed the formalities as of yesterday.
Huh?
I had expected this to happen too. I was also preparing to move my stuff out easily, so I managed to move in just one day.
Oh no!
So if you go to the apartment, we are no longer there. From now on, we are going to live somewhere where we won't have to deal with you.
Then I'll be alone.
That's the way it's going to be. But it's your fault that things turned out this way. It's the result of your excessive bullying.
I didn't bully you.
Whatever. Please think about what you have done. Anyway, we have already left for our new life. There is no turning back now.
Avery, please come back. I can be nice to you from now on.
No more. I've been hurt a lot. From now on, the three of us will live together in peace.
Avery, please let me see my grandchild.
I can't.
Then let me talk to Gabriel.
He doesn't even want to see you. I'm sorry. But please give up now. From now on, you're going to have to live on your own and do your best.
Hey, Avery, wait. Don't leave me alone.
After that, a rumor circulated that Ellie was bullying me and broke up with her own son. Even her friends began to distance themselves from her. She's now spending her time alone and lonely. But because she was unable to bear her loneliness, she visited Gabriel's restaurant. However, he has changed his workplace with the move and is now trying to come up with new dishes. So there is no way to contact him. According to what I have heard, she has become completely lonely and her hair has turned gray. If she sincerely reflects on her action, and if Gabriel gives his permission, I think it would be okay if I went to see her, but that's still a long way. We are slowly getting ready for the birth of our baby. Right now, all I can think about is that the baby will be born healthy and happy. I hope to spend a peaceful time together, just the three of us.
Hey, you know what, Adele? You're too cocky to be traveling to Hawaii as a wife. I can't imagine what you're thinking. Don't talk like that. It's my sister's wedding. That's why I'm telling you that I don't understand what you're thinking. I feel sorry for my son. You're just a jobless wife, but you're so cocky that you decided to travel abroad. My husband's work schedule just didn't work out. He wanted to go so badly. I wanted to go with him too, but it can't be helped. If my son had no choice than to stay, why didn't you take me instead? At least I could go. Huh? I wanted to go to Hawaii too. Zella, if the wedding is not held abroad, I would have invited you, but this time we decided to have a wedding with only our family. It will cost a lot of money to invite people. Are you telling me that I'm not a member of your family? It's not like that. It's just the number of guests we can invite were limited. If we invited many people, the place where the wedding was held would have been out of capacity. We had no choice. I'm really sorry about that. No one will notice if I sneaked in between the guests. You should have used your head. What a stupid woman you are. I can't take any more of your outbursts. You crossed the line. I'm going to say what I want to say today. So please listen to me. I didn't rant on you, so why are you so upset with my words? Let me be honest with you. When my sister got married, do you remember what you said? I felt so bad when you said that. I don't think I remember. When you found out that my sister was getting married to her boyfriend, who works at a cleaning company, you said to her that two bottom feeders make a good match. I can't believe you would say something so rude like that. You don't even know my sister's boyfriend. How dare you judge him like that? I was just being honest. What's wrong with that? I felt so bad for my sister. You didn't even say a word of congratulations for her marriage. You told her that she should have found someone better since you think that her boyfriend isn't attractive enough. You also said that if you were the biological mother, you would be against the marriage. Normally, people who have common sense wouldn't say such things, would they? If your sister's getting married to a proper man, I would be willing to celebrate. When I got married, you persistently asked me about my father's income and the value of my family's property. Are family background and occupation so important to you? Because I don't want my son to get married to a poor man's daughter. He'll definitely have a hard time later on. You think so? I haven't caused you any hardship or trouble, have I? I don't think me and my husband will face hardship in the future. How can you say that? You're so brazen. You are an incompetent woman who doesn't even work, and just eat up my son's salary. How dare you talk so high and mighty? Think about your own position before you say that. Here we go again. My husband's salary is enough to feed the whole family, so he wants me to be a full-time housewife. I don't need you to tell me what to do. If you're not too busy, you should work too. According to the common sense, a good wife would at least give her mother-in-law monthly allowance. For your information, I've never heard of such common sense. I don't think it's wrong to give me $3,000 per month since I lost my husband and I'm living a lonely life. Don't you think you should do that as your filial piety? We're living together with you, so you won't be lonely. Did you just say that to make me feel grateful to you? You're just a useless woman who doesn't help me at all. I didn't even ask you to pay for food. Isn't that enough? I don't think so. Don't get cocky. You're just a useless and childless woman. Well, that's the reason why I didn't take you to Hawaii. What do you mean? I won't be able to enjoy myself if you keep lashing out at me like that. I want to celebrate the happy wedding of my beloved sister and her husband, so please excuse me. Wait a minute, I have more to say. Feel free to drop me your message, I'll read it later. I'm about to go to a barbecue at the beach, so I won't be able to talk to you for a while. See you later. What the? Don't you dare to ignore me! I'm Adele, a 32-year-old housewife. My husband Albert and I have been married for 3 years. During our second year of marriage, my father-in-law passed away. My mother-in-law, who could not survive on her own, asked my husband to let her move in with us. At first, she stayed quiet, but within 3 days she showed her true personality and started ranting at me. When my husband tried to warn her, she would say that I was telling lies. She would cry and try to elicit sympathy from my husband. My mother-in-law is really annoying. I was too busy with my daily chores to deal with her in moderation. However, while I was away, she had made an unbelievable plan behind my back. Hey, easygoing Hawaiian fool! While you were having fun, something nasty happened. You'll be surprised. Don't call me with a silly nickname like that. You don't have a home to go back to anymore. Do you realize that you've been evicted? Excuse me? You're really stupid, aren't you? Albert said that he wanted to move out and he got us a room. I can't believe he did that in such a short time. You're lying, aren't you? I'm not lying. He's been looking for a place for a while. That's my boy. He must have figured out how bad you were already. My son is so different from you, who are incompetent. Oh no. Well, it's not a luxury apartment, but it's enough for me and my son to live together. And it's great to be away from you. I'm so proud to have such a lovely son who cares so much about me. I wonder why Albert did that. You're so slow that you can't even understand what's going on. Of course, it's because the two of you are getting a divorce. Divorce? He decided that without consulting me in advance? You were in Hawaii, so he thought that now is the chance to get away from you. It's a good opportunity anyway. Otherwise, I wouldn't have moved together with him. So, what about the house we were living? Why don't you go live there by yourself? If a jobless woman like you can afford to pay the rent, just go ahead. I hope you enjoy living there alone. Why did you just decide everything on your own without discussing it with me first? This is too much to bear. I don't think there's a room for discussion. Looks like Albert is fed up with his jobless and useless wife. He finally realized that he failed in choosing a good wife. I'm happy for him. So from now on, you two will live together as mother and son? That's what it's going to be like. Well, the housework is hard, but I have to support Albert. I think I can do it for him. By the way, I think he should look for a new wife. Me and Albert are not even divorced yet. Don't you think it's too soon? I don't care about that. My son can get married to any other woman except you. Did I do something to make you hate me so much? I don't remember doing anything like that. Yes, you did. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? I don't understand. Please explain to me. You fed me something weird the first day we started living together. I'm not a rabbit. You scared me to death. What do you mean? The name of the dish is Bermuda or something like that. Do you mean Bagna Coda? I don't know what it's called. You forced me and my son to dip carrots in some kind of juice and eat them raw. I can't help but think you were making fun of us. It's popular among young women nowadays. Also, it's a very fashionable dish. Is it? You tried to make fun of me because I didn't know about the dish, right? I didn't mean it that way. I thought you'd be happy to eat that. I didn't realize that was the root of all evil. I'm so sorry. If that's the case, I forgive you. Thank you. Anyway, when you get back home, please talk about the divorce with Albert. I'm looking forward to it. Don't ever come near us again. Do you understand? Goodbye. I really love living a life without you. It's very comfortable. I'm really happy with the current situation. I'm glad to hear that. I hope you enjoy it. Have you decided to get a divorce? You made a wise choice. But I feel sorry for you, because a fun trip to Hawaii just turned into a sad memory. I'm not sad. Nothing has changed anyway. What are you talking about? You'll be a lonely divorced woman who lose her husband. Are you kidding me? Oh, I think you're just pretending to be tough since you can't accept the reality. It's you who's lonely, Zella. Don't you realize that you got kicked out of the house? Huh? What do you mean? Stop talking nonsense. Looks like you haven't realized it. Well, sooner or later you'll realize. I don't understand. You left the house, didn't you? Yes, I did. That's why I told you it's comfortable to live without you. The eviction was a success. Thank you for your cooperation. What do you mean? Explain it properly, Adele. You've been bad-mouthing me all this time when I wasn't around, haven't you? I was just telling the truth. Well, you can call that bad-mouthing anyway. What's wrong with that? Useless wife, stupid woman, malfunctioned womb, and so on. What do you think Albert thought when he found out that his mother was abusing his beloved wife? Of course, he must have felt the same way I did. I really pity him for choosing a shameful wife like you. He decided to move out because he agreed with me about how bad you are as a wife. No, you're wrong. You really are a happy-go-lucky person, just as I thought. Albert successfully deceived you and kicked you out of the house. No way! He pretended to go along with your story and then helped you to find a new place. He was able to get you moved into a shabby apartment. Didn't you notice that? Are you telling me that my own son betrayed me? Don't be silly. To be honest, I didn't know either. I called him yesterday and asked him everything. That's why he decided not to attend my sister's wedding, so he could proceed with his plan to get you out of the house. I knew that Albert is the right person for me. He always prioritizes me. So, am I going to live alone here? That's the way it's going to be. No kidding! Why should I live in this shabby apartment? I was expecting Albert to divorce you. I moved here because I thought that I could live together with him. If Albert isn't here, it's a different story. If it's all a lie, I'm going back. I decline. I won't be sarcastic anymore. I'll be nice to you. You have to trust me. You know what? People don't easily change their attitudes after they turn 60 years old. Even right after we started living together, you were quiet for only 3 months. I have no doubt that you will break your promise anyway. I won't let you do the same thing over and over again. I don't want to discuss about this matter with you. Call Albert right away. I'm sure he'll reconsider if I ask him. He is a kind boy who loves his mother. I don't think that's possible. Hold on a sec. What's happening? Albert, is Adele telling the truth? Can you explain to me why I have to be kicked out of the house? Everything Adele said is true. You told me that you'd live with me. I was sincerely happy. Oh, I forgot to tell you that I just wanted you to live with me until Adele comes back from Hawaii. I didn't know about that. By the way, don't you feel bad about what you've done to Adele, Mom? That's the thing. I do, and I'm sorry, so let me go back. I can't live alone. The move cost me about $7,000. That's pretty expensive, isn't it? You've got all the appliances and furniture. I also paid for the deposit. I didn't ask you to do that. You lied to me. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to live there by yourself. How can you do this to your own mother? You've always been like that, and you haven't changed a bit. I can't take it anymore. What have I done? What did you say to my ex-girlfriend when I first brought her to our house in high school? Huh? That was so long ago, I don't even remember. Pimple-faced, dirty woman, that's what you said. That's terrible. I believe that hurts your ex-girlfriend's feeling so bad, Albert. Oh, I remember. The pimple-faced woman. I just told you honestly what I saw, right? What's wrong with that? I detest that kind of insensitivity. You have no compassion or kindness at all, Mom. Oh dear. You told me horrible things too, Zella. Whenever you had a chance, you would criticize everything about me. I was so badly hurt. I would have praised you if I saw something good in you. I'm sorry that I don't have any good points for you to praise. You guys are going to hell for abandoning your parents. Do you know what you're doing? Huh? Then let me tell you something. Do you think a wife beater like you won't go to hell? There's no such thing as hell. Don't be childish. What you're saying is confusing. Oh my god, what am I supposed to do? I don't want to spend the rest of my life in this shabby apartment alone. Do something about it. You should be thankful that you have a roof over your head. It's enough to protect you from the wind and rain. I'm over 60 years old. You should be more considerate about my situation. Well, I'm a pregnant woman. What? I haven't been feeling well since I got here. I took a pregnancy test. The result was positive. Really? Yay! I'm finally going to be a father. I'm so happy. If that's the case, I guess I'll have to come back. Huh? You need a babysitter, don't you? I'll do my best to take care of my adorable grandchild. You don't have to do that. You need money to raise the child. That's why you'll have to work part-time. Who's going to take care of your child when you're working? I'd rather put my child in a daycare. Besides, I don't plan on working for a while. Why not? Because I can't trust you to take care of my child. I'm afraid you'll teach my child bad words. Besides, I know that you'll ask me to pay you for babysitting. I have no choice than to take care of the baby myself. I agree with Adele. I want my child to grow up in a good environment. Moreover, I'm getting a promotion soon, and I'm not going to let Adele work for a while. I'm going to be a father, so I'll work harder than ever. You're going to get promoted? That's great, Albert. Congratulations. Thanks. I could at least love my grandchild. It's my own flesh and blood, too. It's mine and Adele's, so we'll raise the child together. Please don't interfere, Mom. I don't want you to be involved in anything related to my child. How could you say such a terrible thing to me? Albert, I'm your mother, so I should participate in raising your child. I'm an independent grown-up man who has his own family to take care of. I'm not a baby anymore, Mom. Why can't you just watch me and my family over from a distance? I'm feeling lonely. Why can't you understand that? I understand that, so that's why I let you move in with us. Even Adele accepted you. You're the one who ruined our trust. I can't believe that you don't even realize that. Don't get mad at me. I'll see you sometime since you are my mother, but just don't interfere with Adele and our child. I want to see my grandchild. You must allow me to do that. I'm sorry, I'm afraid that your attitude will affect the child's personality. It's too much. That's quite rude, you know. I think you should think more carefully. You were the one who has been saying rude things to me, weren't you? Huh? Absolutely not. I was thinking to let you see your grandchild, but I don't think I should do that. I'm sorry, Albert. I just can't deal with your mother anymore. Please, don't apologize. It can't be helped. We have given her a second chance, but Mom just wasted it. Yeah, you're right. She doesn't feel sorry for what she has done at all. I feel sorry for you to have such a mother. It's okay. I have been tormented by her bad attitudes for years. You shouldn't talk to me like that, Albert. I'm your own mother. Well, I think you should find a hobby, Zella. It'll make the rest of your life a little more meaningful. The only thing you have left to be proud of is your meanness. I hope you'll change your bad behavior in the future. Stupid woman! I'll hate you for the rest of my life. I'm glad that I don't have to deal with you ever again. I can go back to the US with a peace of mind. I'm going back home tomorrow, and I'm glad that I can save money because I don't need to buy you any souvenirs from Hawaii. That's enough! What's with the overseas wedding? I wonder why you poor people are so excited. I forgot to tell you that my sister's husband runs a cleaning company, so he's the company's president. What did you say? My brother-in-law is the company's president. If you have any trouble finding a place to work, please do not hesitate to contact me. I'll block you from now on, so you'll have to go through Albert anyway. You're such an annoying woman, Adele. You can say whatever you want. I've had enough. Goodbye. Wait, don't run away. I'll confront you directly, you coward. My mother-in-law, who was hasteful to me to the end, was really annoying. She said that she wanted to fight me directly, but I refused because I don't want to deal with her ever again. Thanks to my wonderful husband, I was finally able to cut ties with Stella. After returning from Hawaii, I went to a gynecologist the next day. I took the necessary test and was informed that I'm pregnant. The baby still looks like a small egg anyway, but I think it's so cute. When I was on my way home, I felt someone push me from behind. I fell from the stairs at the train station, and when I realized I was in the hospital, I broke my leg and it will take a month to heal. I know it sounds like a movie, but it's true. I felt as if I were having a nightmare. Fortunately, the baby in my belly was safe and sound. When I heard that my mother-in-law had been caught red-handed, I felt a chill down my spine. I now understood what she meant when she was talking about direct confrontation. I almost lost my own child because of what she did to me. I am so grateful that my child's life was spared, but still, I feel that Della is such a horrible woman. Because of this, my husband decided to completely insulate himself from her. Naturally, he hasn't been visiting her at the detention center. It's obvious. Since Della knows where we live, we decided to move out because she might do us some harm again in the future. Even if she came out of detention, she will have no place to live. She should just spend the rest of her life alone. It is none of our business. We will definitely be happy without her.
I've got a quick message for you. Molly, may I? Yes, what is it? Hank will be staying at my place today. That's all I wanted to tell you. Oh, again? That's right. He said he's off tomorrow so we can go out together. I'm so happy. He really is a good boy who loves his parents. Didn't he say the same thing last week? Isn't that too frequent? Hank has a family. Oh, you don't have to worry about it. There's nothing wrong with it. This is Hank's parents' house. It's natural for him to come home. Besides, it's not like you have kids. Well, that's true, but why doesn't Hank contact me himself? I heard it from you last week. I think he should contact me himself. He's not a child anymore. Oh, about that. He just called me on his lunch break, but he had to get back to work right away. He asked me to tell you that he's on his way back to work. It's just because of work. I see, but then he could have called me first. I can't believe he told you instead. Don't you think it's a bit weird, too? It doesn't matter either way. You're so picky with every little thing, aren't you? I wonder if Hank doesn't feel suffocated for being so constrained. That's probably why he wants to stay at my place. I didn't mean it as a restraint. I didn't say he can't stay there. Then it's fine, right? You can have a relaxed time too. Why don't you enjoy the peace and quiet? What's wrong with that? Maybe, but... What are you so unhappy about? It's not that I'm unhappy. I just think it's too much. You know what? Why don't you think about why Hank doesn't want to go home much? Is there a reason? Do you know anything about it, mother-in-law? I didn't ask him anything. It's just that Hank comes here so often. I can easily imagine why. You simply make him not want to stay home, don't you? Huh? That's not true. I'm trying my best every day for Hank's sake. Is that so? Then I wonder why. He always says that, doesn't he? He always says that he feels more at home at his parents' house than at his own house. If this is the case, it's the same as being separated. That won't happen. I'll talk it over with Hank next time so that it doesn't happen. I hope it won't come to that. Anyway, I've told you everything I wanted to. I understand. Hey, Molly? Hank's at home, right? He's not answering my calls. I have an urgent matter. Can you tell him to come over here right now? Mother-in-law? He's at home. But we have to go out now. Hank's taking a shower right now. That's why he didn't reply. I told you it's urgent. You can go out any time you want as a couple. It's urgent for me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Tell Hank as soon as possible. I understand. I'll tell Hank. Tell him it's the usual. The usual? What's that? It's none of your business. Please don't butt into the private matters of a mother and son. Anyway, can you tell him to call me back? I don't have much time. Okay. I'll have him call you as soon as he gets out from the shower. Molly, I'm sorry about today. I was in a bit of a hurry, so I'm glad you're here. I really needed Hank's help. I'm sorry I ruined your plans. It's okay. Is the errand something to do with his work or something? I can't believe you needed Hank so suddenly. No, it's not a big deal. It's just difficult for me without Hank. I know it's not something I should bother to mention, but I'm sorry. I heard you were going to the movies. You should have told me first. I did tell you I was going out, but you said it was urgent. Well, that's true. I didn't know you already bought the tickets. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But you'll forgive me, won't you? It doesn't really matter if I forgive you or not, but next time I would appreciate it if you could tell me in advance. We haven't been able to spend much time together lately. I'd like to make a schedule if possible. Yes, I know. But not spending time as a couple is your problem, isn't it? It's not like I'm asking him to come here. It's Hank's own decision not to go home. Maybe there's some kind of problem between you and your husband? Yes, but why don't you two have a baby soon? Hank likes kids. I'm sure he'll be a good father. We've talked about that too, but I told Hank that I still want to have free time. I can't do it alone. Is that so? It's not that he's not attracted to you? Huh? What do you mean? Attracted to you as a woman. Are you doing well in your married life? If you're attracted to each other, it should come naturally. You can't have a baby if you don't do anything. I'm not a child, I know that. So, you're doing everything right? I'm glad. Molly, you're already 27, right? If you don't have your first baby soon, you'll be giving birth at an older age. I can't wait to hold my grandchild, too. I'm looking forward to it. Oh. Well, since it's between you and him, I won't say any more. But your father-in-law and I are waiting for you, okay? Don't forget that. Yes, okay. Hey, Molly, I have an appointment with a friend today. Molly, will you come over to my house and keep your father-in-law company? Hank is away on a business trip, right? Even if you go home, won't you be alone? We're both free, right? What? By myself? Yes. Your father-in-law likes you, Molly. Besides, I have to leave the house now, too. His dinner isn't ready yet. So I was wondering if you could do me a favor? It would just be the two of us. Even though he's my father-in-law, he's still a man. Why not? You don't want to be alone with your father-in-law? No, it's not that I don't want to. Then it's fine. Just deal with it and go. I want you to cook dinner. Besides, your father-in-law wants to talk to you too, Molly. Me? What is it? It's probably what we were talking about the other day. About having kids. I'm sure your father-in-law is worried about you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Okay. Just talk to him a little. I understand if that's what you want. Thank you. I'll be home tonight. I'll take care of the rest. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for yesterday. Your father-in-law was happy too. Molly, I heard you're good at cooking. He said it was very delicious. No, that's not true. I should have invited you sooner. He would be happy too. Haha, yes. It was fine between you and your father-in-law, wasn't it? Well, it was fine. Hey, what were you two talking about? I thought it was something he wanted to talk about. I can't just ask him, can I? Was it about kids? Oh, it's not a big deal. It was just small talk, you know. We had a good time. You did? Yes, we did. Of course, we talked about kids too. I knew it. I told you, didn't I? The sooner the better. He's looking forward to grandchildren too. I guess so. You should talk it over with Hank. I'll tell him too. No, it's okay. I'll talk to him myself. Is that so? That's fine. You should come by my house again. Your father-in-law will be happy. Thanks again. Okay. Hey, Hank told me about you. About your parents? It must be hard for you. Oh, yes. I was surprised, too. It's not good timing, is it? Hank's on a business trip today. I have other plans, too. I wish I could help you, but... Don't worry, my brother and I will take care of it. Oh my God. Now I'll have to cancel all my plans. I don't even know where I put my funeral clothes. What a terrible time to lose your parents. How could this happen? I don't have time to listen to you. If you think it's too much trouble, you don't even have to come to the funeral. What with that tone? I didn't say it was a bother. I just said it's not a good time. You're not making me feel better. You're free to make your own schedule. Don't worry about us. What's your problem? You're being so rude. Do you think it's okay to be like that just because you're sad? There are things you can say and things you can't. I'm the one who lost my parents. I think it's ruder to complain about the funeral. I'm so heartbroken. If that's the kind of attitude you have, you don't have to come here anymore. You don't have to visit. Yes, that was the plan. Huh? What are you talking about? That I don't have to visit? I want the same thing. It saved me the trouble of telling you that. Huh? What? Are you serious? What do you mean? Yes, I'm serious. I've been ready to leave for quite some time, but the timing hasn't been right. I'm sorry to tell you under these circumstances. I just thought it would be a good opportunity. Hey, wait a minute. What are you talking about? I've found a job. I'll be leaving. Of course, you don't have to come to the funeral either. What? What are you talking about? Do you even know what you're saying? Yes, I know what it means. It means that Hank and I are divorcing. What? What? Why? Why? Don't you think you know best? You want me to tell you why? What are you talking about? You two are each other's alibi for having an affair. How did you come up with that? You're an awful mother and son combo. Huh? What are you talking about? Who's having an affair? Please don't act so clueless. It's you and Hank. When Hank said he's staying at your house, you told your husband that you would stay here with us too, right? You weren't at each other's houses. What? That's what my father-in-law was talking about the other day. He said you suddenly started staying at our house every week. I thought something was wrong, and I was right. Well, no, it's not. What's wrong? Because it seemed odd. You'd get all dressed up to go to your son's house. It's normal for your husband to be suspicious. He obviously thought it was strange, so he hired a private investigator. An investigator? Yes. I heard the other guy has a family too. They must be really upset right now. What? Your husband sent them a letter. It probably arrived by now. Wait. What are you talking about? What do you mean? What? I'm saying that he sent the evidence of your affair to the other man's house. Why did he do that? It would cause trouble for the other family. Instead of worrying about getting divorced yourself, you're worried about your partner's family? My mother-in-law is very kind, isn't she? What? Divorce? Do you think you won't get divorced even though you had an affair? Isn't that really selfish? Wait, your father-in-law said that? Yes. So? By the way, I also sent a letter to Hank's partner. What? Because we're getting divorced, right? You don't just say, yes, let's get divorced without any reason, right? Because there was a good and deep reason. Wait a minute. How are you going to make a living? You're divorcing Hank and you have no idea what you're doing. You can't live on your own, can you? How do you mean? Of course I'm going to work to make a living. I'll live off the alimony from the two of you. Alimony? What's that? If you have an affair, you pay alimony. That's the norm. Don't you know that? I do know that. But I've been a housewife my whole life. There's no way I can pay alimony. What do you mean from the two of us? From you and Hank. You're both having an affair with the help of each other. It's also a crime to help commit adultery. The two of you were helping each other and it backfired. It's a disaster. Well, wait a minute. Do you really think you can do that to me? Yes, I do. I mean, considering what you did to me, that's not even close to what you deserve. Don't be silly. But fine. I'll pay you as much as you want. What? Your parents died, right? Yes, but I'll pay you with that inheritance. Hank will get part of the inheritance, right? I'll pay you with all of it. That way we won't go broke. Mother-in-law, you really are an idiot. How crazy are you? Huh? Idiot? Crazy? How can my parents' inheritance become Hank's? Don't be ridiculous. That's because you're a married couple, of course. The wife's money is the husband's money, right? So of course half of your inheritance would be Hank's. You're the one who doesn't understand anything, aren't you? The entire inheritance belongs to me and my brother. Spouses don't have inheritance rights, and even if they did, we're divorced. How can Hank get any inheritance? Did you listen to what I said? Then why don't you just get divorced? Then we wouldn't have to pay alimony, right? In the first place, there's no way Hank would agree to divorce under such circumstances. What choice do you have if you're having an affair and you don't want to get a divorce? It's really completely up to me. The guilty party can't refuse, right? What? What? The adulterer has a reason too. Don't make it sound like we are the only ones to blame. There are good reasons for infidelity. Well, what are the reasons? You think your husband had something to do with it? Yes, I do. Oh, I see. Well, whether you two get divorced or not is none of my business. It's between husband and wife. Well, I'm busy now, so I'll leave you to it. Well, wait a minute. What is it? It's a lie that my husband is divorcing me, isn't it? And you wouldn't divorce Hank, right? It's some kind of joke, right? Divorce is expensive, right? What's the fun in taking money from such an old lady with a short life? Are you trying to ruin my life? Huh? Are you going to give me a sob story now? That won't change anything, will it? How can you say that? The divorce is final. I will not waver in my will anymore. You may dispose of everything in the house. I've already taken all the valuables out of the house. I have no regrets for that house or Hank. I will never go back to that house again. Well, wait a minute. I won't allow you to do that. Come back now. You're the one who said I don't have to come back, right? I'm leaving, just as you said. Please, both of you, pay my alimony and go to hell. It seems that my mother-in-law and father-in-law had an argument, but his will was firm, so they ended up divorcing, and of course I divorced too. Both of them were found out by the other's wife and husband. The alimony alone must have been outrageous. They are a really shallow mother and son pair. They thought that even if they got divorced, they could just get back together with their partner. Neither of the two partners had any intention of continuing their marriage or relationship. Both my mother-in-law and Hank ended up losing everything. It's a natural outcome, and I think it was a good lesson. I received alimony from both of them in installments. I rented an apartment near my parents' house and started a new job. It's been a long time since I've been in the workforce, and it's a lot of work, but I will do my best to make a new life for myself.
Daniel, you're acting weird. Why are you refusing it so much?
It's not like I'm refusing it. I'm just saying there's no meaning.
No meaning? Why?
Because, you can't go sightseeing here. You're just going to look into my room and see how messy it is, or look in my fridge and see what I'm eating, and check everything, right? You don't have time to do touristy things like eating local food or seeing the famous tower.
I'm sure that's how it's going to be. I'll just end up cleaning your room, doing laundry, and cooking. At best, I'll go shopping for dinner. I could at least stock the fridge.
See? You're going to waste money on transportation to come here to do that. I'm making a good living in my own way. Don't worry. I'm an adult too, you know.
But if I go from Friday night, I can get all that stuff taken care of on Saturday. Then on Sunday, we can walk around the town and go home at night. I'd love to do something date-like once in a while.
You'd have a hard time if we had a busy weekend like that. It's not like you have nothing to do. I'm thinking about you.
Thanks for your concern, but it's not like I visit you every week, so it's not tough for me.
Yes, it is. Of course it's tough. If you go to work on Monday in that condition, I'm sure you'll make a mistake. And if you do, you'll cause trouble for everyone around you. I don't want you to make a mistake at work and get fired or have your salary lowered. I don't want you to have to go through that. It's for your own good.
You're even thinking about that? So, does that mean it's too hard for you to come over here?
No, that's a different story. I deserve to have a hard time, and I'm relieved to be home. I can relax, and I get to do nothing on the weekends. I get to restore my energy. It's advantageous for me. It's not the same as when you come over here.
Is that so? Something's weird.
There's nothing strange about it. It's natural. There's a big difference between going back to our sweet home and being at a place where I'm working alone. This is a temporary home.
But this home is a rent too.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not talking about renting or owning a house. It's our home, a place for both of us, a place to go home. But here is a temporary place, so I don't feel at home.
I feel like I understand, but not really. Is that okay?
Of course, it's fine.
Anyway, you prefer to come back home, then I go visit you even if it costs money.
That's what I mean. Besides, I heard from my colleague that if we work far from home and when we want to go back to our home, the transportation fee will be deductible as long as we file a tax return. So it's definitely a better deal, right?
I didn't know that. Well then, it's better for you to come back. I mean, if you had said that from the beginning, I would have been convinced right away. Why have you been telling me all those weird logic or reason?
I thought you knew too. It's not weird at all to me.
Well, I don't know, but I get it.
What's that? Which is it? I don't understand you.
I don't know what you're thinking, but I understand that it's not strange to you. I don't understand completely, but if you insist, I won't ask you anymore.
I'm glad you understand. This is definitely the best way.
I've told you many times that I'd visit you, but every time you always have some weird reason or logic and refuse me. I've been a little worried about it. I wondered why you were so reluctant. Isn't that kind of weird? I was actually a little worried that you might have a girlfriend there. If you have a reason for wanting to use your deductible for transportation, that makes sense. You should have told me earlier.
Wait a minute. You suspected me of cheating on you? That's stupid. There's no way I would do something like that.
Right. You were thinking about the family. I'm sorry I suspected you for even a second.
There's no need to apologize. If you understand, that's fine. Don't worry about that kind of thing anymore.
Yeah, I love you so much. I can't wait to see you. I'm looking forward to seeing you when you get back.
Me too. Well, good night.
Now one problem is solved, but another one came up. Before Daniel went off to work away from home, we were considering buying an apartment. But since he left, we haven't talked about it at all. I wanted to discuss what we should do, so I asked him about it, but it turned into a fight. Daniel, do you have any idea which place you want to live? I'm asking this because I wanted to get ready to buy an apartment. I wanted to decide on our place to live.
That's not something you should be asking me when I'm working away from home. Why do you always get so ahead of yourself? Why don't we look for a place together when I get back?
But then I'll have to wait for another year until you finish your work there. I'm not even allowed to talk about it. You could at least tell me where you want to live.
I didn't say like that. This assignment was originally supposed to be for 3 years, but there's a chance to be extended depending on how things go at work. I can't decide to buy an apartment when I don't know what's going to happen. I'm worried too, you know.
But even if we can't decide now, why don't we start thinking about it? At least decide where we're going to live. Then when you finish working there, we can make a move right away. I'm not talking about buying it right now. I just want to discuss about it. Is that a no too?
No, I don't know when I finish. You don't know what the real estate status will be at that time. There is a possibility that land price in the city you want to live in might go up drastically. That's a waste of money. If that's the case, it's better not to make such a decision in the first place. First of all, we have to think about whether it's better to rent or own a house.
Wait, what do you mean? Before you left, you said you wanted an apartment too, right? Did you change your mind? It's going to be our property.
It's not like I changed my mind. I mean, I'm put off by your enthusiasm for buying an apartment. I was thinking that we don't have to rush.
Why do you say that? Because if we are thinking of buying an apartment, we don't necessarily have to get it. At the very least, we need to gather information and save up some money. I think it's too late to start when you suddenly want it. We need a plan when we think about the finance, right?
You know what? You're always so forward with your life planning, and I'm always being pushed around. That's what I don't like. I don't feel good, you know.
What? I didn't mean it like that. Did I really push you around that much?
You're always like that. You've been pushing me around like you're doing right now. You're always taking things in the direction you want them to go. That's selfish, isn't it?
No, I'm not. I'm thinking about us. I always want to be happy together with you, Daniel.
You didn't come along with me to this town, and you're trying to go ahead with your plan to buy an apartment just because you want one. Isn't that awful? Maybe you make more money than me, and you might think it's a stupid plan to quit your job and follow me. Then why don't you give something else up for me?
How terrible. Is that how you thought?
I don't know how to say, but I feel like you don't respect me.
That's not true. But if you felt so, I must have done something wrong in the way I tell you or the way I talk to you. I'm sorry. You're not that enthusiastic about buying an apartment, right? I'm sorry for trying to force you to go through with it.
Before I get into it or not, you're too forward. That's what I don't like about. It's not just about the apartment.
You want to take over the conversation, right?
You think I'm mad because of a childish reason like that? You've got to be kidding me. You think I'm stupid, don't you?
No, I'm sorry. I don't understand why you're mad. Why is it?
I didn't say anything difficult, did I? I'm saying you shouldn't proceed on your own. When you decide on something or do something, you have to hear my opinion and feelings before taking action. Why do I have to tell you?
Understood. I'll do that from next time. After this message, he started to take over the conversation, and his male, chauvinistic comments began to stand out. I had a bad feeling about this because he had been so nice to me, but he suddenly changed. It was clearly someone else's effect, and if it had been a woman, I could see a trouble coming up. I was thinking about it all by myself, but it was a few months later that my bad premonition came true.
I'm sorry, I haven't been able to spend time with you. I'll be home early next Friday, so let's go eat out. The restaurant you mentioned the other day sounds good. Let's go there. Kate, what's wrong?
Nothing. You just sent to the wrong person. What's going on?
No, it's not what you think. Don't get it wrong. She's my colleague at work, Kate. We were planning to go out for dinner since it was a tough week. There's nothing personal. Will you understand?
But last time, you said that your colleague are all men. It's different from what you said. Besides, would you say, I can be home early when you ask a woman out to dinner?
You know, you only notice what I don't want you to notice. Stop using your annoying skills. I told you not to worry.
You were cheating on me. That's why you didn't want me there. So that's what was happening. Now it all makes sense.
Yeah, you're right. Bingo. I was cheating on you. I'm working my ass off too. Is there a problem? Unlike you, Kate is a super nice girl who stands up for me. She's not selfish. She puts me first in everything she does. She listens to me when I tell her how hard I'm working. Unlike you, she's not condescending. She cooks and takes care of the house.
When have I ever been condescending? I never say something like that. I mean, when did I say?
I can tell by your attitude. The attitude. I work too, but I'm doing all this housework-ish attitude. You should notice that.
That's not true. It's not right for you to say that. When I came home tired, I often didn't cook, did I? Remember when I said, sorry, I bought some food today? I never did something condescending, did I?
Really? Well, I felt so. You were giving me a bad vibe.
Maybe that girl Kate told you something about me. She kept telling you bad things about working wives and you believed her. You're so naive.
You've got to be kidding me. Kate is not that kind of woman. She works to support her sick parents and earn money for her brother's tuition. There aren't any girls like that nowadays.
Daniel, do you believe that?
Of course I do. Unlike you, she doesn't work just for herself. She's a good girl, isn't she?
I'm not just working for me. I'm working for both of us.
I don't know if I can believe that.
You can't believe me, but you can believe this girl? I think it's very suspicious. But I did my best to save up the down payment for our future apartment. You didn't put any money in our shared savings account, though. I never once urged you to save money either, did I?
I have put in at least $2,000 in savings. Are you making fun of me? That's enough. I can't talk to you. I hate your attitude, so it's only natural that I cheat on you. We're getting divorced. I'll take half of your property, $150,000. Understood?
Give me a break. The next week, I received a response regarding the divorce, so I turned it in. It all happened so suddenly. I didn't really feel the end, but being mentioned by my parents and friends, I could finally feel the sadness and loss. I moved out of my room and went to live near my work. One day, I received a message from Daniel.
Hey, answer the phone. Are you kidding me? What is that $2,000 you transferred?
We had a shared bank account for the apartment purchase, right? I returned the money you transferred into that account. You put $2,000, right?
$2,000 is not enough. I told you I'd get $150,000 for the half of the savings and property division, right? I know you had a fund of $300,000 to buy an apartment. Now that we're divorced, we have to split it 50-50 as property division. So transfer the $150,000 to me.
Aren't you misunderstanding? I don't have any money to give you.
You can't play dumb with me. The money you saved when we were married is ours. So even if you saved it yourself, you have to share it with me. You can't pocket the money.
Huh? You don't know anything?
What?
Well, $200,000 is the one I saved when I was single, and my parents gave me $20,000 4 times a year, so that makes $80,000. The remaining $20,000 is what I saved after we got married. So, the only joint property is the last $20,000.
And the other $280,000?
The property before marriage and the property that was given as a gift are called separate estate. They're not subject to property division.
That's a lie. That's not what I heard.
What are you talking about? It's money I worked so hard to save. Do you have any idea how much I studied investing? I don't know what Kate told you about me, but what I just said is not a lie. By the way, the remaining $20,000 is going to be used as child support. Do you understand? Your property is zero. Did you forget about the agreement?
Seriously? What am I supposed to do? I'm broke. She didn't have enough money to start a business, and she was limited on how much loan she can take out, so I borrowed $30,000 on her behalf. Even if her business doesn't succeed, I thought we still have $150,000 from you, so I thought I'd have no problem at all. But no. What should I do?
I don't know. Don't ask me. I can't help you.
Sarah, I'm sorry. My bad. I'll apologize as many times as I have to. I'll get down on my knees or whatever. So, can I pay the child support in installment? Please?
Huh? Do you mean you'll pay them in installments later? So you want about $5,000 for now as a division of property?
Yes. $5,000 or $3,000 is fine. I'm begging you. I'm having a harder time paying off the debt than I thought. Please, help me. Please have mercy since we were a family.
Huh? Don't be silly. Unlike me, she puts you first, right? Then shouldn't you tell about this to her first?
I'm sorry I was so horrible to you at the time. I'm sorry. I was tricked by her.
I'm sure you were.
When she withdrew the money from my account, she changed her attitude and became cold. Now I lost contact with her. I was an idiot. I'm sorry.
No matter how much you apologize, there's no way I can feel sorry for you. You deserve it. You said you couldn't trust me. Why should I do favors for someone who says things like that? I'm not that kind. You desired to take control and made the decision you wanted to make. You'll have to take the responsibility for your own actions until the end. Well then, bye. According to the story from his colleague, Daniel was too busy paying off his debts, so he gambled to get a lot of money. It was never going to work out, but as a result of further debts, I assume he had no choice. He quit his job and disappeared. He got what he deserved. On the other hand, I was dating a man who was introduced by my friend, and he proposed to me. We are having a fun time talking about marriage preparations and buying an apartment.
Natalie, you are a housewife and the eldest son's wife. It's only natural that you should take care of your brother-in-law. You definitely can do it, right? Huh? Why are you talking about that out of the blue? I've been taking care of a 38-year-old jobless son for a year. Oh, I see. It must have been tough for you. Next time, you're the one who's going to take care of that boy. I beg your pardon? Are you telling me that he'll move in with us? Yes, that's what I've been telling you since a while ago. I thought you understood about that. Morel, please don't get so excited. First, I have to talk to my husband Felix. Have you told him? Why do I have to call Felix? I'm sure he'll understand if I tell you, won't he? Don't be so silly and just let his younger brother Derek move in with you quickly. I heard that Derek is suffering from depression, isn't he? So what? Is that a problem? If that's the case, it's even more difficult to take care of him at our house. You are just a housewife, so you have plenty of time. All you have to do is take care of him. I have 2 sons who are still in middle school. I don't want to take on the responsibility of taking care of Derek without thinking. Please give me some time to consider. You and Felix have been forcing me to take care of Derek until now. This time, it's your turn to take care of him. He's your son, isn't he? Besides, you told us that you just want us to help him financially. That's why we've been sending money to you every month. Even if you gave me money, it wouldn't heal my heartache. You're a stupid wife if you can't even realize that. You should have known a little better. I understand that you've been through a hard time with Derek. Then why don't we have a family meeting? We don't know how much assistance Derek needs. I don't think we should take on a case when we don't know anything about his current health condition. He's a 38-year-old shut-in, but he can talk. You can have a discussion with Felix about that because I don't want to get involved. How irresponsible. Anyway, how long has he been taking his medications? I don't know anything about that. In my opinion, depression is just an indulgence. You don't need any treatment for that. You're wrong, Morel. Depression is a mental illness. Without proper treatment, it can lead to the worst-case scenario. Please don't be too harsh on Derek. You're so annoying. I was just trying to tell you the truth. Derek is too old to get married, so that's why he's taking advantage of me by pretending to be sick. I regret that. I gave birth to a worthless son like him. Please don't say that. Derek is your own son. Anyway, it's been decided that you and Felix are going to take care of Derek. I'm counting on both of you. Hold on a sec. You can't just decide like that. I could have kicked him out of my house right away, but I held out for a year. I've done my job as a mother. Derek is your family too, so you better do your duty together with Felix. Oh dear. My name is Natalie, and I am a 42-year-old housewife. I've been married for 20 years to my husband Felix, who is the same age as me, and we have 2 kids in middle school. I spend every day in a flurry of activities while raising our 2 children. My father-in-law passed away a few years ago. Felix's brother Derek has never lived alone. He still lives with his 67-year-old mother at home. I heard that he is a shut-in. To be honest, I was surprised at the sudden allegation from Morel. But I thought it would not be good to ignore Derek since he's suffering from depression. I hurriedly talked to my husband about it. We were discussing about what we should do next time. 2 days later, something unexpected arrived at our house. Morel, looks like Derek's personal belongings were sent to our house, and we had to pay for the delivery cost too. I'm glad it arrived safely. He doesn't have much stuff, so I didn't hire the movers. I sent it to you by courier, so please pay the delivery cost. Me and Felix haven't decided whether we will take care of Derek or not. We are still discussing about the plan, so nothing has been decided yet. I've been waiting for some days, but you didn't reply to me. That's why I just decided to have Derek's stuff delivered to your house. It's only been 2 days since the last time you called. We can't come to a conclusion so soon. 2 days is more than enough to have a discussion and decide something. It's impossible. We need to do some preparations in advance. I'm busy with the sale of my house and other things. I don't want to wait any longer. Just take care of Derek, okay? I'm counting on you guys. You're selling the house? I didn't know that. We seriously need to think about the preparations. Have you told Felix? Of course not. I inherited the house, so I'm the owner. Why should I tell Felix that I've decided to sell the house? Selling a house is an important matter. I think it's better to discuss such things beforehand. We are family after all. I have my own reasons, so stop bothering me. Is something wrong? Feel free to talk to me if you want to. Actually, I'm going to start investing. Isn't that great? Investment? That's quite a sudden announcement. Why did you suddenly decide that? I became friends with an investor at a coffee shop I often visit. Did that person encourage you to start investing? Yes, that's right. He's a very kind person. I learned a lot about investing from him. He told me that I'm talented. That's when I decided to become a devoted investor. What? Isn't that suspicious? That's not true. Don't talk nonsense. He actually earns more than $1,000 every month and has a house overseas. Besides, he even showed me pictures of his mansion, so he's definitely a millionaire. Honestly, I find that a little hard to believe. I mean, it's just too suspicious. But what does that have to do with selling the house? I need more money to fund my investments because the inheritance from my husband has run out. Derek's savings are gone and he's unemployed. The only way to make money was to sell the house. I'm going to use a lot of money for this investment. Wait a minute, did you use Derek's savings? He lost his income when he became unemployed, right? Of course I used it. Are you kidding me? What are you going to do from now on? If you sell the house, you won't have a place to live. How are you going to live? That person also owns an apartment building. I heard he has a spare room, so that's where I'm going to live. Living in a huge apartment was my dream, and it has come true. Geez, there are so many things I want to complain about. Can you hold the house sale for now? Why? It's my house. Besides, it's my life, so let me do what I want. It's none of your business. I understand what you're saying, but you're making too many arbitrary decisions. For example, is Derek's luggages. I don't think it's right for you to send them to me without discussing in advance. Isn't that too insane? I've been taking care of a middle-aged shut-in for a year, remember? Don't you think it's about time for me to be free? I wonder why you have no compassion for me. But before Derek became depressed, he was working and he also paid for your expenses, right? Why don't you take good care of Derek this time? It is a filial piety for a child to take care of his parents. On the contrary, Derek was depending on me since he became a shut-in. It's unacceptable. Why don't we get together and have a family meeting? We don't want the burden to fall solely on you, Morel. I'm worried about your house too. I think this is a problem that we all need to think about and solve together. I want to be a full-fledged investor as soon as possible. I even borrowed money to achieve that goal. I can't just sit around and do nothing because I have to pay it back, right? Seriously? I can't believe you did that. I borrowed some money so that I can start investing. How much? About $10,000. Really? That's a lot of money. If you start investing seriously, you can pay this back in no time. That's not true. Let's discuss this as soon as possible. If we don't, we'll be in trouble. You're overreacting. If I don't become an investor in the first place, you'll be in trouble too. Why do you think so? Because you're the guarantor for the debt. Huh? I don't remember giving you any permission to turn me as your guarantor. I filled out the form myself. I prepared everything perfectly. I'm really a smart woman, don't you think so? I don't think you're allowed to do such thing. I did it anyway. Amazing, isn't it? I don't think so. Anyway, if you stop me from becoming an investor, I'll never be able to repay my debt. As my guarantor, you will be in trouble, right? Using someone's name without permission is a crime. You'll get arrested. Even if you say such a thing now, it's too late. I can't change the fact that you're my guarantor. That's too selfish. If you have time to complain, why don't you shut up and take care of Derek? Well then, goodbye. Natalie, things have changed. Leave that middle-aged shut-in alone and take care of me from today. Hello, Morel. It's been a month since the last time we spoke. I'll be living with you guys from now on, so please keep that in mind. I don't like it when you say that so suddenly. You always decide things so sudden. We're family. There's nothing wrong with that. You must take good care of your mother-in-law. Stop kidding me. We don't have enough capacity to take care of you. What are you talking about? You're my son's wife, so it's only natural that you should take care of his brother too. I'm better than Derek, right? If it's too hard for you guys to take care of him, then just abandon him right away. It's better than taking care of an old lady like you. What did you say? How dare you talk to me like that? I'm sorry, I was just being honest. You're a terrible daughter-in-law. I was just trying to tell you the fact. It can't be helped, right? What are you talking about? Derek is a 38-year-old middle-aged shut-in who doesn't work and stays at home all the time. It's much better for you to take care of me instead. For your information, Derek is working. What? He doesn't live together with me and Felix at our house. He lives alone now. There's no need for me and Felix to take care of him. You must be kidding. That's not what I heard. I haven't heard anything from you since the last time we talked, so it's natural that you didn't know. Explain to me, what on earth is going on? First of all, Derek has ADHD. What language is that? Don't use abbreviations. ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. It's a disease caused by an inborn error in brain development. Don't say random things. When I gave birth to him, the doctor never mentioned anything like that to me. When Derek was born, ADHD wasn't a common thing, so I think he wasn't diagnosed properly. Then why now? Derek is already 38 years old. I had to learn more about Derek's depression, so we went to the hospital together. At that time, they recommended an examination. As a result, he was diagnosed with ADHD. So what? The cause of his depression was ADHD. I don't get it. ADHD causes a lot of common mistakes at work, interpersonal problems, and so on. In addition, you treated him so badly that he was stressed out and ended up with depression. Hold it right there. You make it sound like it's all my fault. I'm not the one who should be blamed here. You kept calling Derek a failure and told him every day that he couldn't do anything by himself, didn't you? I was just trying to be honest with him. But because of that, he couldn't decide to live alone and ended up living together with you. I also heard that you took all of his salary. I lose my mind too if I had to live like that. I feel sorry for Derek. I was using his salary to pay for our living expenses. It's obvious, isn't it? I let him live in my house and I fed him too. You only gave him bread and water every day, but you went to eat out at a restaurant with Derek's money most of the time. Isn't that too much? That's not true. If he didn't like to eat only bread, he should have cooked by himself. You didn't allow him to do that, did you? You told him that he would make the kitchen dirty, so he obeyed your order. Because I'm the one who cleans the kitchen all the time. I heard that you outsourced all of the house chores. That's very elegant. Did Derek tell you that? You hired a housekeeper using your allowance, didn't you? You're not a queen who lives in a castle, Morel. That's fine, since I don't hire the housekeeper every day. I don't think so. Derek told me that the housekeeper was there every single day. Really? I don't think so. I'm having a difficulty remembering things. Derek confirmed the housekeeper's name from the service provider. We were also able to check the frequency. If your memory is not clear, I can check it out for you. Why did you do that? You guys are so insidious. In the first place, it was Derek who made the decision of giving all his salary to me and live together with me. If you have a problem with that, you should talk to Derek, not me. He wasn't performing well at work, and he was also blamed by you at home. I don't think he was in a normal state of mind. That's why he couldn't think of any other way but to obey you. If that's the case, how did he get back into the workforce? There's no way a company would hire a 38-year-old sick man. Derek originally had a second job. You didn't know about that? Are you telling me that he has a side job? All of his salary was taken by you, so he's been working at home for some time to earn money. There's no way he can get a good job. A side job doesn't pay that much. Anyways, Derek was studying computer programming in college, wasn't he? What's that? Derek told me that he had told you about what he learned at college. You don't remember anything about that? I wasn't interested, so I don't remember. He's your own son. I can't believe you don't know anything about him. Shut up. I have no idea about what computer programming is. Explain to me. It's something you do when you want to create games, apps, websites, and so on. Is he capable of doing that? He always liked working with computers. He said it didn't bother him when he came home from work and did his side jobs. Seems that it's fun for him. I see, so that's why he had savings. As I recall, you entered Derek's room without permission. You took his bank book, didn't you? That's because I thought he was saving for our living expenses. I think that was the money he earned from his side jobs. Then why did he run out of money? If he was earning money, he should have money deposited regularly. Isn't that strange? Stop talking nonsense. Since he was suffering from depression, he didn't even have the energy to do things he liked to do. It's obvious, isn't it? I kicked him out of my house because I thought that all of his savings were gone. If he could start working again, I shouldn't have let him left the house. Since Derek is free from your abuse, he has turned his side job into his main job and is currently living a decent life on his own. He seems to be earning more money than before. I'll take care of Derek then. What? Isn't it hard to take care of a sick person? I will take care of him from now on and I'll live on his earnings too. What are you saying out of the blue? You don't have to do anything, Morel. But Derek lives alone, right? I'm worried about him. He's 38 years old. I'm sure it's not convenient for him to do everything by himself. I'll take care of his house chores. No way. By the way, we have moved out from our former house, so we are living next to Derek. We don't need your help. We can handle everything by ourselves. Moved out? What do you mean? We moved to an apartment where we can live next door to each other. Now I work with Felix to check on Derek. We have a good relationship with each other and sometimes we go out together. We're having a great time. Then I'll live there too. Give me the address. That's enough, you parasitic old hag. How dare you say that? You kicked Derek out of your house. Do you know where he was found? I told him to go to your house. He was near the mountain. Why did he go to such a place? He was sick after all, wasn't he? He was planning to end his life there. Huh? He didn't want to bother anyone anymore, so he came up with that idea, but someone who happened to be near the mountain helped him. The worst case scenario was averted. I can't believe that really happened. It's my fault for not realizing it before it happened, but you were the one who drove him to that point. Tell me how you feel, Morale. Depression is not a disease. I also took Derek's salary because I thought that it's a filial piety from him. I just did what was natural. Filial piety is something that children do willingly, not something that parent forces upon them. Wait a minute, I apologize for what happened. So will you let bygones be bygones and help me? You were planning to become a successful investor, right? Why do you need help? You're much richer than us anyway. That guy left me. Are you talking about the person who introduced you to investment? Is that why you're contacting me now? He took the money from my house and ran away. I went to the apartment I was going to live in today and found it empty. What should I do now? I knew it was a scam. It was just too good to be true. What should I do? I even have debts. You are the guarantor, right? You should be the one to pay it. It wasn't my will. You used my name without my permission, so it's not valid. If you don't help me, you'll be in trouble too, okay? If I help you, will you pay off your debt? I'll do all the housework and take care of Derek too, of course. Then you will have more time to spare, won't you? You can even work and pay off your debts easily. Isn't that good? Are you ordering me to pay off your debts? I put your name on the document. There's nothing you can do to change it. So help me, quickly. Running away won't help at all. It's easy to prove forgery of a guarantor by handwriting analysis. What? I won't let you get away easily, Morale. I don't understand. Even if the demand of the debt repayment comes to us from the finance company, we just have to tell them that my name was used without permission because you forged the document. Are you saying that it's impossible for you to take over my debts? Yes, that's right. Why should I take over your debt? Then at least let me live in your apartment. If you don't want me to live with you, find an empty room somewhere and rent it for me. Please stop being selfish. You need to face the reality. Are you abandoning your mother-in-law? What a cruel woman you are. I won't help you no matter what you say. I've already sold the house and have nowhere to live. I don't have any working experience too. Then I have a job for you. I heard you can work as a janitor at a hotel and live in the dormitory. A janitor? Me? Dormitory? If you don't like it, it's fine. You'll just be homeless. That's disgusting. Then what do you want to do? If you want work, I can send you the URL of the job site. Please do so then. Got it. You need to work hard to pay off your debt. Goodbye. After that, my mother-in-law started working as a live-in part-timer janitor at a hotel. As for the scam, I reported it to the police, but the money was never returned. I think Morale deserved that. Then I heard that she started to suffer from depression because she could not endure the unaccustomed work and life in extreme poverty. Unfortunately, she has no money for treatment. She's struggling to make ends meet. It can't be helped since she was the one who created the trouble. On the other hand, Derek is finally free from his mother. His stress has also decreased. He is now able to lead a normal life, while devoting himself to his favorite work. He is stepping into a brighter future one step at a time. Recently, he has even started to smile again. The relationship with our family is also good. Although I was surprised at my mother-in-law's selfish demands, we are now living a peaceful life. I'm so relieved.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave us a comment down below. It means a lot to us. See you next time!